I almost said happy Saturday. Happy Friday. Sometimes I forget I do my live streams on Fridays now. But I hope you all had a fabulous week and that you're glad it's Friday and you're ready to check out some really beautiful polish. That's going to be available. Whoops. There we go. Sorry. I had my chat pulled up and the video started playing. But pop in the chat, say hi, let me know what's on your nails today. Um, yeah, I hope this is going to get your weekend off to an awesome start. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 beautiful items to look at today, plus an absolute ton of overstock items because November was a good month. We're going back to look at November 2021 overstock polishes this month. That's what will be available. So, very exciting. Hey, Brittany. Welcome, Felisa. Thank you so much. Welcome, Krista. Hey, Brian. So before I forget, what is on my nails is a Cirque Colors, actually. It is called REM. And I was just craving a bright blue. And this was on my summer rack, which is I'm sure, a live stream I'll be doing here very soon. But I have a lot of Cirque Colors because they were one of the brands that got me into non-mainstream brands. And I just kind of neglect them. I really wear a lot more of my indies now. So I hadn't worn this for a few years, and I'm glad I decided to put it on. I think it's so fun too. Perfect for summer. Hey, Johnny. Welcome, Leisha. Hey, Audrey. Glad you all made it. Hey, Jen Jen. So we are going to go ahead and dive right in. So if you haven't shopped Hella Handmade Creations before, it is a collaboration box that happens every month between a lot of different indie makers. They sell primarily beautiful handmade indie nail polish, but they have a lot of other awesome items as well. Lotions, cuticle oil, wax, candy, lots more too. All of it is handmade and limited edition. You can only get it through the Hella Handmade Creation shop. The shop is open every month from the 14th through the 21st. And I left all the links you should need down in the description box to the Hella Handmade Creation site, their social media, all of that good stuff. And one thing I do really love about Hella Handmade Creations is they upload their wish list on the first of every month, which means if you click on that link down there or go to the Hella Handmade Creation site, you can already preview these items there, plus a lot more that they have available. Because what I'm going to be sharing with you is just a small glimpse of all the creative, beautiful items that you can shop. And yeah, lots of great swatch pictures there, descriptions, caps, all of that info. So we are going to take a look at 15 of the items that'll be available. I'm going to swatch them for you on a swatch wheel so we can see how they apply. I'm going to show you what they look like mattified, show you what some of them look like over black, and then we'll take a look at some overstock items that will be available as well. And if you have questions, feel free pop them in the chat. I will do my best to answer, but there are many people in attendance today who have shopped Hell Handmade Creations a lot longer than I have. And I'm sure they'll be happy to help as well. Oh, well, I'm glad you came anyway, Brian. Maybe your mind will be changed. I'm glad you're drawn to a lot, Krista. There are definitely some pretty ones this month. All right, so we will take a look at the one non-nail polish item I have to share with you first, and I'm pretty excited about it, you all. I'm so excited about it. This comes from Heather's Hughes. It's her Wits lotion, which stands for What is This Sorcery? Because it's an amazing lotion. This is part of the Adventure Time series, and the scent is Sugar Bear. It's going to retail for $7.50 and will be capped at 40 tubs. Oh my gosh. Are you ready for the scent description? You can probably already guess based on the name of the fragrance, but it's a fruity blend of tangy lemon, juicy orange, peach, grape, coconut, raspberry, pear, plum, all over a sugary vanilla base. Oh my gosh. I put this on before I started, and when I opened it for the first time, same reaction both times. My mouth immediately started watering. Holy cannoli. This smells exactly like sour gummies, and I am such a sour candy maniac. It's like my favorite candy, and I like it way more than any person should. But this smells dead on just like that. Like if someone put this against my nose, I would think I was smelling sour gummies, and I love that. Um, yeah, and I'm glad you all love, love, love Wits lotion too. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's really light and moisturizing. It feels super nourishing, but not heavy on the skin. I love it for my hands, but honestly, I'll use it on my arms and legs too. It's just great, great everywhere. So it does contain, so you're aware, sweet almond oil. So if you have a nut sensitivity, you might want to just be aware of that. But it has lots of really nourishing ingredients: avocado oil, rice bran oil, jojoba oil, chia seed oil, vitamin E, glycerin, shea butter, aloe vera. So it does the trick. My skin feels so nourished, but not greasy, not weighed down. I am a big fan of the lotion, and I wish by some miracle I could get an extra bottle of this. If I could shop it, I would, but I bet I'll be asleep by the time the shop opens. That's usually how it goes. But look how well it sinks into the skin, and it doesn't leave like a shiny finish. Oh, and it smells so good. Yes. If you are a gummy lover or a sour candy lover, try to grab it. It's going to be $7.50 and capped at 40 tubs. It's delicious. And in case you're not interested in this scent, oh my gosh, sorry. Keep getting distracted. It just smells so good. In case you're not a fan of this scent, or if you're not just never able to get your hands on it because it does sell out very, very quickly, I'm pretty sure, like 98.9% sure, that Heather's Hughes site has this lotion in stock all the time in a bunch of delicious fragrances. So you could always shop it there. All right, moving on to the polish. Whoop, whoop. All right, so I kind of organized them in rainbow order. It's a weird selection of shades this month. By weird, I mean very diverse, which is always welcome. Any month we don't just have blues and purples, as much as I love blues and purples, is always very exciting. So we have lots of really interesting, unique shades. I think you guys are gonna appreciate that. So we'll take a look at them in kind of rainbow order, but like I said, it's kind of an unusual little group. So we don't have any reds, or I don't have any reds. So we're going to start off with some kind of peachy shades. This one comes from Bee's Knees Lacquer. I believe they're actually starting a new series this month, inspired by Demon Slayer. And this one's called Set Your Heart Ablaze. It's described as being a peachy orange with fiery red shimmer and hollow flakes. This is going to be $13.50, and there will be no cap. Hey, Danny. Welcome, welcome. So I was really excited to see this polish from Bee's Knees because it reminds me finish wise of one of my favorite Bee's Knees polishes, Align with the Thorn in Its Paw. Anytime Bee's Knees does these shifting shimmers with the hollow flakes, I know it's going to be instant love. Regardless of the color, it is a finish I can't get enough of. So if you love that polish too, and you're kind of into peachier shades, then this might be one you want to grab. So let's go in with our first coat of Set Your Heart Ablaze. This one had a really even formula, kind of squishy, but builds up really well. I ended up building it to 3 coats for full opacity, but I think shorter nails may be able to get away with 2. I think it'll look beautiful in 2, but longer nails or more visible nail lines may want to go in for 3. So that is 1 coat of Bee's Knees Lacquer, Set Your Heart Ablaze. It's going to be $13.50 with no cap. Lemony Snicket. That's one of my favorite series. When I was a kid, that was one of my favorite book series. I loved Series of Unfortunate Events. It was so dismal. Oh, naturally. Okay, next one is another peachy shade. So hopefully you all are into peach. I feel like we don't get too many peaches that often, and here we are. 2 right in a row. This one's coming from Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. It is continuing their opals and pearls series, and it's called Pretty in Peach. It is described as being a multichrome base that shifts purple to pink to gold to green with purple and blue reflective glitters and blue to green to gold crystal chameleon flakes. It's going to be $13 and it will reach it will have a cap of 150 bottles. And this is another finish I just love seeing from Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. They do these everything but the kitchen sink polishes so well. I feel like every single one of their polishes have flakes and shimmer and glitter and all of it, and it all works so well together. I'm glad you like the bee's knees, Brittany. I agree, it is gorgeous. And peach is a color sometimes that I shy away from. I just don't always feel like it looks the best on me, but I know it's a color that looks so gorgeous on so many people. So on the Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, this one kind of went a little thin on my coat there with the dog hair, nice. But this one, I think, same as the bee's knees. I needed 3 coats to reach full opacity, and I chose to go in for 3 thinner coats because it does have so many things in it, the flakes, the reflective glitter, the shimmer, that if you go in too thick on your coat, it might drag a little bit on your next coat if it doesn't dry down completely. So I would recommend 3 thin coats for this, but you might be able to get away with a thin coat and then a thicker second coat. That's 1 coat of Pretty Beautiful Unlimited Pretty in Peach, $13 and capped at 150 bottles. I agree, they do look dainty, Danny, and I think they're a shade that you could wear honestly all year. Like I love peach in summer, spring, and then fall too. They're just so versatile. Okay, the next one I cheated a little bit. This one is not a peach, but it is closest to the peaches, so I went ahead and put it right here so we can see them side by side. This one comes from Pampered Polishes. She's continuing her dinosaur series with reptile dysfunction. It's described as being a copper metallic with a scattered holographic effect, accented with micro holographic flakes. This is going to be $12.50, and there will not be a cap. Look at that hollow. So pretty. This one is all sorts of shiny. I love a good metallic. I heard they are trendy right now. Ooh. All right, so let's go in with our first coat of reptile dysfunction from Pampered Polishes. Her names for this whole series have just been gold. Or maybe I should say copper. Ba-dum-tsh. I'm the worst. I'm sorry. Beautiful, smooth, even coverage. I feel like was a little bit of streakiness with this one, like brush strokes when not streakiness, brush strokes when I went in with the coat when it's wet, but they dried down well. I didn't have any brush strokes once it was dry. This one, same, 2 to 3 coats. I think with my nail length, I ended up sticking with 2, but longer nails than me may want 3. So that's 1 coat of Pampered Polishes Reptile Dysfunction, $12.50, no cap on that one. You're so right, Alicia. It may be summer, but the teacher is still in me. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go back for second coats on those, and then we're going to take a look at a couple of them over black and mattified before we move into the next little color group. So coming back to Bee's Knees Lacquer, this is Set Your Heart Ablaze. It's going to be $13.50, and there will be no cap. This one starts to build up really well on the second coat. It really helps that shimmer pop a bit more. But I feel like it does take that third coat just to get it as dark and saturated as what you see in the bottle. This one leans a little bit pinky. I mean, it's definitely like an orangey peach, but it's got some pinky undertones. So that's 2 coats of Bee's Knees Lacquer. Set your heart ablaze. $13.50, no cap. And now we're going to go in for our second coat of Pretty Beautiful Unlimited Pretty in Peach. $13, 150 bottles available. And this one, again, has reflective glitters. So you might want to click the Hello Handmade Creations site down in the description box and check out what it looks like under phone flash because it will be dazzling. Because of the reflective glitter in here, this one will be difficult to remove and a bit messy also. So I would recommend a peel off base coat. That's usually my go-to because I find it makes the least mess, but you could also soak it off. If you're feeling very adventurous, you could scrub it off too. You can do whatever you want. I wouldn't scrub it off, but you can. And it dries down slightly textured. So I used in my swatch photos like a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat. So that is 2 coats of Pretty Beautiful Unlimited Pretty in Peach. $13 and capped at 150 bottles. And then our last one in this little coppery peach section is the Pampered Polishes, which is $12.50. No cap. Reptile Dysfunction. I'm never going to not laugh when I hear that name. It is ridiculous. This one was fully opaque for me in 2 coats. It's not going to be difficult to remove or have any texture, and it builds up so beautifully. Something about this kind of shade just makes me want to wear it in the summertime. I don't know what it is, but I've always been drawn to pretty copper shades. So that's Pampered Polish, Reptile Dysfunction, $12.50 with no cap. Yes, so this hollow is really fine, Brittany. Indoors, like in this lighting, I'm seeing it some, but I see it at like extreme angles. I don't know if you can see it there, kind of just like towards the end here. There you go. You can kind of see it. It shows up at extreme angles in like indoor lighting, but outdoor lighting, it's really, really quite noticeable, although it is very fine. It's pretty noticeable. Yeah, I can see that, Alicia, the sunset. It is beautiful. I agree, JPG. So here is what they look like mattified. Oops, sorry, I bumped you. There is the Bee's Knees Lacquer, the Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, and the Pampered Polishes. So glowy. I like it. And then I did swatch a couple of them over black. The Bee's Knees Lacquer, that one, yeah, that's the Bee's Knees Lacquer over black. Yeah. That's really pretty. And then this is the Pampered Polishes over black. This one I wanted to try, but I'm not sure it wasn't a total success. Um, the Pampered Polishes is pretty. It's just got a pretty densely pigmented metallic base. But this one's got an almost clear base. It's just really packed with a shimmer and hollow, so it looks great over black. Hey, Wendy. Glad you made it. We just got done looking at the Bee's Knees Lacquer offering, the Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, and then the Pampered Polishes. And now we're going to move on to some pretty greens and blues. We do have a few of those this month. Well, yeah, I think so. Yellows, greens, and blues. This one's kind of on the borderline. The next one we're going to look at comes from Heather's Hughes, and it's called Therefore I Am. I think therefore I am. It's continuing the Billie Eilish series. And it is described as being a neon yellow green crelly. Yeah, yellow green. I like that description. With gold to green to teal shimmer, hollow flakes, silver reflective glitter, black hollow glitters, and black micro shreds. It's going to retail for $12.50, and there will not be a cap. This has a lot going on. What catches my eye most are the black shreds, the shimmer, that's gold to green to teal, and then the reflective glitter. It's really interesting because there's a lot to look at, but it's all very fine. So it does not, I feel like, distract from that crazy bright base, which I'm a fan of. And I don't usually like neons. I'm just not a neon person. Um, well, I think they're pretty, but I just don't grab for them. But this one I actually really, really loved. So here's the first coat of the Heather's Hughes, Therefore I Am. In addition to it just having some really pretty things in it, it also had a beautiful formula. This, I think, would be wearable at 2 coats. I decided to go in for 3 because I have a really visible nail line and my nails are on the longer side for me right now. But I think if you've got shorter nails or a less visible nail line, you might be able to get away with 2 coats because it was very even on application. Isn't that great, Wendy? I agree, JPT. The elements really work together in this one. So that's 1 coat of Heather's Hughes. Therefore, I am $12.50 and no cap with that one. And you would get this one in the mail before the end of summer, so you could rock it this summer. Beautiful summer neon. The next one, kind of jumping into our greens here, is from Garden Path Lacquers, and it is called Eyes of Emerald Green. It's, I think, inspired by Jolene by Dolly Parton, which I love. This one is starting a new series, Music of the 60s, and it's described as being a clear base with emerald hollow glitter, silver hollow flakes, and iridescent flakes that shift green to blue to purple. It's going to be $13, and there will not be a cap. Very few caps this month, which is great. Who doesn't love that? All right, let's go in for our first coat of Garden Path Lacquer Eyes of Emerald Green. Green eyes are so pretty. Ooh, beautiful. So this one has a very ethereal, light, shifty feel to it, which I know some of you are just completely in love with. And even if you're not in love with like the sheer look, I'm not usually, but I loved this polish. It built up well in 3 coats. There are so many flakies in there that it conceals the nail line well, but on my nail length, which again is on the longer side for me, and that's usually an issue I face with most polishes, I could still see it a little bit, but it wasn't super noticeable. I agree, the flakes in here, Krista, just stunning. So that's 1 coat of Garden Path Lacquer's Eyes of Emerald Green, $13 with no cap. That one we will definitely be looking at over black here in a second because it's beautiful. And then before, no, and I thought the same thing, Krista. I saw this one and I was like, does that have reflective glitter? Because I know Garden Path does a lot with reflective glitter and it looks super sparkly, but nope, the description does not say reflective glitter and I don't see any in the bottle. It's just very glitzy and sparkly on its own, which I love. I agree, Lisa. It's so pretty. All right, we're going to do one more before we go back to second coats. And this one kind of is in the same vein as the Garden Path Lacquers. It comes from Paradox Polish, and it is continuing the Studio Ghibli series, My Neighbor Totoro. There we go. It's described as being a gray, fuzzy Totoro tummy base. I love that. With green to blue shifting flakes, green, gold, blue, and black metal flakes and scattered holographic. It's going to be $13 and there will not be a cap. And the flakes in here are so glowy. So glowy. Going in with the first coat of Paradox Polish, My Neighbor Totoro. This one looks like it has a sheer base, but it's lightly tinted gray, like the description states. And you can really see that base color start to build up on the second coat, but especially the third coat. This one needed 3 coats for me to reach full opacity, and none of these 3 dried textured, I mean, not especially textured, and removal wasn't especially difficult. This one does have some reflective glitters, but they're very fine and they're well scattered throughout, so I didn't have a big issue with removal. So that's 1 coat of Paradox Polish My Neighbor Totoro, $13 and no cap. All right, let's go in for second coats. We're going back to the Heather's Hughes first. This gorgeous neon called Therefore I Am, $12.50. No cap on that one. And this one, like I mentioned, I think many people would be good in 2 coats. If you've got nails my length or longer, you may want 3 just to get full opacity, but the color is stunning in 2. Look at that. Like a summer dream. So fun. So that is Heather's Hughes. Therefore, I am $12.50 with no cap. Heather's Hughes knocked it out for me this month between this and the lotion. I'm still loving the lotion. Coming back to the Garden Path Lacquers, these flakes, I can't handle it. Eyes of Emerald Green, it's going to be $13 with no cap. This one starts to build up really well. There we go. On the second coat. But I did go in for 3 to get as much opacity as possible. And like I mentioned before, the nail line was pretty well concealed with all of those flakes. Look at that. Man, Garden Path has been having an amazing year. Sorry, I lost my train of thoughts. Got great opacity in 3 coats because of all those flakes. The base didn't conceal the nail line completely, but it really wasn't super noticeable. So that is 2 coats of Garden Path Lacquers, Eyes of Emerald Green, $13 and no cap on that one. And then the last one in this little color family is the Paradox Polish. And in the bottle, you can really see the base and how gray it is. This one is My Neighbor Totoro, $13 and no cap on this one. Really beautiful glowy flakes. And I like the accent of the black flakes. I know that black flakes have been a thing for a long time, but I feel like they're becoming more and more popular here recently, and I think they're fun. They remind me of ground pepper. I love ground pepper. I'm weird, y'all. So there are 2 coats of Paradox Polish, My Neighbor Totoro, $13 with no cap. So pretty. And this one I thought would maybe work over black, but I tried it and it did not work. It just has too tinted of a crelly base. It didn't it didn't work. I'll just say that. But the Garden Path lacquers did work over black. So we'll look at that. And then we'll look at all of them mattified. So there is the Heather's Hughes mattified, the Garden Path lacquer, and this whole thing is 3 coats, by the way. The Garden Path lacquer in 3 coats mattified, and then the Paradox polish in 3 coats mattified. So beautiful. Let me see. Yeah, Brittany, I've been loving Paradox lately. You should definitely, I definitely recommend them, especially their Crellies. They've just been beautiful. Oh, I like that, Lisa. I agree. Mermaid vibes. I feel it. You ready for real mermaid vibes, Krista? Here is the Garden Path over black. I am not one to layer over black, but this is tempting me. How pretty is that? And it really brings out, look at all this dog hair. My goodness. Um, it really brings out the hollow when it's over black too. All of those shifty flakes, just completely gorgeous. Yay, she's been convinced. It is fabulous. So, so pretty. So pretty. All right, moving on to the next stuff. So next we have a few really gorgeous blues to look at. Take my money. That's how I feel. This first one comes from Penelope Luz, and it is called Mr. Frankenstein. It is part of the Penny Dreadful series. So this is, ooh, excuse me. I did not realize this, or I forgot this was a magnetic. Got to get my magnet out. It says right there. Yeah, that's what kind of week it's been for me. Um, Mr. Frankenstein is a magnetic blue teal base with reflective silver glitter. This is going to be $13 on its own, or it is going to come in a duo with a topper that I'll show you in just a little bit for $24. So you can either get this polish on its own, $13, or the duo for $24. It's a really pretty bright blue. And look how gorgeous. It reminds me of ocean water, which is exactly what I like right now. Hey, no one. Glad you made it. Hey, Anna. Welcome, welcome. So let's go on with this first coat of Penelope Luz, Mr. Frankenstein. And did I say this one is going to be capped, the single bottles at 150 bottles. The duo will also be capped at 150. Woo. So there will be 300 total available. So going on with the first coat, adding the magnet. This one's very sensitive to the magnet. It is not one I feel like you need to use a special magnetic top coat for. It's very sensitive on its own. And from my memory, the magnetic line stayed well. Ooh, look at that. And that is one coat. This one's another one I would say between 2 and 3 coats, depending on your nail length and application. But gorgeous, shifty line. That is Penelope Luz, Mr. Frankenstein. Also, this one, side note, has silver reflective glitter. It's quite fine, so it doesn't create too much texture, but you may want a smoothing top coat and to use a peel-off base coat for easy removal. $13 and capped at 150 bottles. 18 things, Krista. That's a fun wish list right there. If only we could get all 18 things. That would be amazing. Maybe you will. Is it your birthday? I need to not be an enabler. All right. Night Owl Lacquer, our next blue. This one is continuing the Psych series, which I think has gone on for a very long time. If you're into Psych, you must be loving this. This is called Car Number Blueberry. I think Blueberry. I'm not sure. This is a multi-chrome that shifts aqua to blue to indigo to violet, and it has a very like blackened feel to me. It's going to retail for $13 and will not be capped. Look at that. I don't wear multi-chromes that often, and every time I look at them in the bottle, I'm like, why not? Look at all the shifts. You can see the purple up there. So pretty. Let's go on with our first coat of Night Owl Lacquer. Happy belated birthday then, Krista. Oh, goodness. So on the first coat, this one was very, very opaque. I believe I stopped at 2 coats, but depending on your nail length, you may want to go in for 3. I think most will be good at 2 though. And this one did have some brush strokes when it dried down. So just kind of be mindful of that. And on your final coat, you could go in just precisely make sure you go in straight lines. Or I heard some people sponge them on if they have brush strokes. So that might be a better option for you. That is one coat of Night Owl Lacquer. Car number Blueberry. $13 with no cap. I need to watch Psych so I understand these references. All right, let's go in for second coats of those, and then we'll move on to our purples and pinks. We actually only have 2 real blues this month. I know, Lisa, the fuzzies. They're driving me bananas. It is super fine, Krista. This one is from Penelope Luz, Mr. Frankenstein. Remember, this one's a magnetic. Look at all that reflective glitter. You can see it really well in the bottle. It's going to be $13 and will be capped at 150 bottles. I agree with Felisa. Night Owl makes some beautiful polishes. And she just does every finish so well. I feel like a lot of makers stick to one finish, like they're really good at crellies or they're really good at flakies. And Night Owl does it all. Hollow, flakies, crellies, glitter. They really don't shy away from trying different finishes, and they're all executed beautifully. Creams, they make some amazing creams. So this one looks fabulous on the second coat. And I believe I built mine up to 3 coats just to see if it got any darker. I don't think it got much darker, but look at that. How fun is that? I think it's so pretty with the blue base and the silver magnetic line. Hey, Natalie, thanks for coming and hanging out. I love that. Welcome. Happy early birthday, Brian. But that one right there is 2 coats of Penelope Luz Mr. Frankenstein. It's going to be $13 and will be capped at 150 bottles. I agree, Krista. It makes me want to go swimming. So pretty. And it looks really beautiful unmagnetized too. The mattified version that I'll show you in a second is unmagnetized, so we can look at that too. All right, and we're going to go in for a second coat of the Night Owl Lacquer Multichrome called car number Blueberry. $13 with, would help if you could see it, with no cap. Such a shifty multichrome. And like I mentioned earlier, this one just has like a blackened quality about it because I have blue to purple shifting multichromes before, but usually they're a lot brighter. And this one just feels kind of mysterious. Like it's a bit darker than the other blue to black or blue to purple multichromes I have. Wow. That is so pretty. I wonder if no, that's not really changing much. I was like, what if I move the lighting around? Will you be able to see anything? No, it looks about the same, but really shifty. In person, I'm seeing a lot more purple than I feel like you're seeing on screen. But that is 2 coats of Night Owl Lacquer, car number Blueberry, $13 with no cap. So pretty. All right, let's take a look at the Mattified. Here is the Penelope Luz unmagnetized mattified, and here is the Night Owl Lacquer unmagnetized mattified. And I'll give you a little review, a recap of what we looked at so far. This is the Bee's Knees Lacquer, Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, Pampered Polishes, Heather's Hughes, Garden Path Lacquers, Paradox Polish, Penelope Luz unmagnetized, and Night Owl Lacquer. So of those, which are you eyeing so far? Have any of you added to your wish list since joining me? And if you're enjoying this video, if you're finding this review helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That's a big help to my channel, but it's also a big help to these makers so more people can find my channel and find out about these awesome polishes. And I did swatch the Penelope Luz unmagnetized over black. Here's what that looks like. I think this one also works fairly well as a topper, although it is quite dense. Really, really beautiful. Loving the bee's knees, Natalie. It is really beautiful. It's a pretty shade of peach. The paradox, I agree, Nicole. Those flakies in there, they are so beautiful. Garden Path Lacquer was added. Oh, yay! I'm glad, Krista. It's so pretty. And you like the paradox too, Anna. That's awesome. Hey, Carolina. Glad you're here. All right, we are going to move on to the purples and pinks, and then we have some neutrals to look at. So our first one is maybe our only purple, technically, which is interesting. This one is from Rogue Lacquer. She's starting a new series this month on plants, and I love that. I love that. It is called Climbing Hydrangea. I love that name. I love hydrangeas. I'm a plant person. I'm not good at planting them or caring for them, but I like looking at them and knowing things about them. This one is a light purple Crowley with hollow pink, purple, and blue flakes. It's going to retail for $12.50, and there will not be a cap. This one reminds me of like her mermaid sprinkles. Is that what the whole collection was called, or just one polish was called Mermaid Sprinkles? But those kind of flakes. I love the rose gold in here, the purple and the blue. This is a polish that screams my name. I just love colors like this together. soft, pretty colors. So here is the first coat of climbing hydrangea from Rogue Lacquer. And if you've used any Rogue Lacquer flaky polish before, you know it has an amazing formula. It is fully opaque for me in 3 coats. You might be able to leave it at 2, but I think 3 will make it look its very best. You can see those flakes are of the smaller crushed variety and they disperse really beautifully on the nail. Very noticeable. The fairy one. Yes, Nicole. You got me. You got me. Yeah, where it has that pastel base, I feel like it could be a sibling to those. And I'm really excited to see what else comes in this series because I loved the Little Mermaid series and I didn't want them to be over. I didn't want it to be over, but I'm excited for plants, especially if they're going to look like this. So that's 1 coat of Rogue Lacquer Climbing Hydrangea, $12.50 with no cap. Ooh, Dreamland. I don't think I have that one, Brian. I have to look, but I don't think I remember a Dreamland. That sounds enticing to me. Ooh, I feel that, Krista. Easter Garden. It definitely could be an Easter polish. I love these colors around Easter. Very spring-like. Our next one is another one that I love. Lindby Designs. It's such a pretty color. This one's called Ellipse of Indecisiveness. I think I'm saying that right. Ellipse of Indecisiveness. This is continuing the Properties of Polygon series. I had a hard time getting that out, didn't I? It's described as being a magenta-based multi-chrome with blue to purple to magenta shifts and hollow sparkle. It's going to be $13 and will be capped at 100 bottles. Ah, this one might be one of my top picks this month. I do think so. I love magenta and pink, and the hollow and shimmer in here is fabulous. I know, the names are crazy, Krista, in the best way. All right, so going on with the first coat of Ellipse of Indecisiveness from Lindby Designs. Oh, she does these jelly polishes that are packed with shimmer and hollow so well. Smooth, even formula, gorgeous coverage on that first coat. I would recommend 3 for this one because 3 coats will get you the dark magenta color you get in the bottle, and I think full opacity. But if you like a little visible nail line, 2 coats would probably look gorgeous. So that is 1 coat of Lindby Designs Ellipse of Indecisiveness, $13 with a 100 bottle cap. Yay, Brian! I'm glad you like it too, Natalie. It is divine. Wait till you see it over black. I don't want to overhype it, but it's amazing. It's so pretty. And it just gets more beautiful the more you build it up. All right, and then last one, kind of in this color family, comes from by Danny Vianna. And it is continuing a series that I have been loving, inspired by Anastasia, the Anastasia series. This one's called Paris Holds the Key. I love that song. It's described as being a violet sheer base with pink aurora shimmer and gold reflective glitter. It's going to retail for $13 and will be capped at 200 bottles. Gorgeous. I love the combination. I thought, okay, I've been a little bit picky about reflective glitter, but I've come to realize I'm more loving reflective glitter if it's colored, especially the gold. I just think it looks so like, I don't know, there's something almost like vintagey about it. I'm really enjoying the gold reflective glitter right now. So let's go in with the first coat of by Danny Vianna, Paris Holds the Key. This one had a beautiful formula, very smooth, and it is packed with that reflective glitter. So it will dry down textured and removal is a little bit difficult. So I would recommend a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat just to get all of that gorgeous shine. But this one's really beautiful. I feel like too, if you were someone who loves glitz and sparkle, but you work somewhere where you can't wear crazy colors, this would be perfect for you because the base color is like almost like a pretty soft rose. And then with the gold reflective glitters, it's just gorgeous. So that is one coat of by Danny Vianna. Paris holds the key. $13 with a cap of 200 bottles. That's true, Brian. Appropriately hyped. That one was appropriately hyped. And I feel you, no one. Sometimes the mainstream, now I feel like every mainstream color almost, no matter the color, feels like a palette cleanser compared to these fancy dancy indies. They're just so sparkly. Sparkly and shifty. It's just like I'll wear a neon purple mainstream and I'm like, yep, this is a break. This is a palette cleanser. All right, going back to our purple Rogue Lacquer Climbing Hydrangea. This one is going to retail for $12.50 and will not have a cap. Yes, I'm with you on that, Nicole. Same. Most of the time, I will wear a mainstream for pedicures. I hardly ever wear indies for pedicures because I'm very tall. I can't even see the sparkle from way up here. So you can see this one builds up beautifully in two coats. You start to see that gorgeous lavender color that's in the base. It's so soft and pretty. I love these kinds of shades, especially with the blue and the pink in there. Kind of reminds me of like a speckled egg. But I would recommend 3 coats for this one. So this is 2 coats of Rogue Lacquer Climbing Hydrangea, $12.50, no cap. It needed more glitters. Yep, I'm with you on that too, Krista. I'll wear a mainstream and I'm like, this is pretty. And then the next day I'm like, time for toppers. How can we glitz it up? And then yeah, we're on the same page, Nicole. Going in for our second coat of Lindby Designs Ellipse of Indecisiveness. $13 and capped at 100 bottles. And I just can't get over this glow. Lindby can just keep on making these glowy, shimmery hollows. Amazing. Amazing. Hey, Melissa. Happy Saturday. All right, second coat of Lindby Designs. How pretty is that? So smooth and even, too. You could definitely get away with 2 coats. It's gorgeous in 2. But 3 coats was perfect for me. So pretty. I'm glad you all like this one. 2 coats of Lindby Designs Ellipse of Indecisiveness. It's $13 and it's capped at 100 bottles. So don't be indecisive if you're interested in buying this. Ba-dum. Sorry. I'm the worst. All right, and then one more pretty pink to look at. This one comes from by Danny Vianna. It is called Paris Holds the Key, continuing the Anastasia series. It's going to be $13 and capped at 200 bottles. This one builds up really well on the second coat. I think a lot of people will be good with this one in 2, but longer nails may need 3. Actually, I'm thinking I was probably good in 2. I'm pretty sure I was good in 2. This is very opaque. Yeah, I'm going to redact my statement from before. 2 coats for this by Danny Vianna, and I'm pretty sure I reached full opacity, although longer nails may want 3. This one has reflective glitter, so check out the pictures with it under phone flash if that's your thing, because it's pretty. It's gold. It's pretty. This one is going to be $13 and capped at 200 bottles. Gorgeous. And yes, Anna, the Lindby is a hollow. Just wait till you see it over black. Get ready. It's pretty. All right, let's look at those 3 mattified because they sure are gorgeous. There's the Rogue Lacquer, The Lindby Designs and the by Danny Vianna, all mattified. And in case you were wondering which matte top coat I used Night Owl Lacquers today. Gone matte. It's a really nice top coat. I've been enjoying this one. Yeah, but all gorgeous. So pretty, especially those flakes. I mean, come on. Flakes mattified. Does it get better? Okay. So I did not put the Rogue over black because it has kind of a curly base. It looked not its best. But the Lindby Designs looks amazing over black. And the by Danny Vianna looks pretty cool over black too. Dun dun dun! There's the Lindby over black. Oh, I need a second to compose myself. Wow, there it is. You get all of that blue glow and all of that hollow. Just amazing. And then there is the by Danny Vianna over black. Also very beautiful. That one I was on the fence about putting it over black. I think it was a good call because it actually gives you a really pretty shifty look. I'm glad. It just is so satisfying when I'm excited about something and then you all get excited too. It makes everything feel right in the world for me. So I'm glad you guys are excited also. It is like a whole galaxy, Brian. A whole dang galaxy. Love it. And it's just so fun that you can wear them like this, or you can wear them like this, or you can wear them like this. So many options. I love. I love. You do too, Krista. So beautiful. So beautiful. All right, we have a few more gorgeous shades to look at. Three more new ones, and then we're going to take a look at some Overstock polishes. Um, this next one is another favorite of mine this month. It's just too cute for words. It comes from Colors de Carol, and it's called Cartagena. Oh man, I looked up the spelling. It's been almost an hour, so my brain has forgotten. Hmm. Cartagena. Nope, that's not right. This is continuing the series for South American landmarks, and it's described as being a mint green curly with matte glitters in different colors, shapes, and sizes. It's going to be $13 and will be capped at 100 bottles. I agree, Natalie. This has cute written all over it, like all of the colored glitters. It just makes me think of like a toy store or like balloons. I will say the description says it's mint green. I feel like it's got like a gray base with mint undertones. Like I can definitely see how it leans mint, but it's kind of muted compared to most mints. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. I do. My brain can't remember. Like towards the beginning of the stream, before the stream starts, I'm like Googling everything. Please don't forget. Come on, brain. And like practicing saying it out loud, and an hour in, there's no hope. I can't remember. So, Colores de Carol knows how to make a crowley. If y'all love crowleys and you haven't tried Colores de Carol's crowleys, you should because they're always amazing. You never have to fish for glitters. They come out beautifully, disperse really well. These glitters specifically, I feel like lay very well. I don't think I ended up using a glitter smoother because I didn't feel like it was necessary. A glossy top coat smoothed it out just fine. So that is one coat of Colores de Carol. Oh, Cartagena. Cartagena. Hmm, maybe. From Colores de Carol. $13 and a 100 bottle cap. So cute. I love all those fun glitters. And then the next one, kind of, yes, it does reach opacity for me, Natalie, at my nail length. In three coats, it did. It sure did. Yeah, I agree, Brittany, and I think that's why I was kinda drawn to this one. It's got maybe, like, a little bit, like, I see one kind of larger glitter there, but most of them are on the finer side, on the smaller side, so I don't know. Those just draw me in a little bit more. This next one, okay, is a duo, but for some reason I only got one half of the duo. So there's going to be the duo is this polish, which is a topper called Widow's Hill. And then there is also a base color called Dark Magic. I don't have Dark Magic. I'm sorry. I don't know. Um, why? But it didn't come to my house, so I don't have that one. So I do have Widow's Hill, and it's beautiful. So we'll just talk about that one. This one is, I think, starting a new series called inspired by the works of Tim Burton. And this one has a silver reflective glitter and red metallic micro flakies in a clear base. It's going to be $13 and capped at 120 bottles. And if you were interested in Dark Magic, that one has a purple base with a mix of iridescent flakies and hollow micro flakies. The duo is $25 and the duo will be capped at 100 bottles. So that is that one. All right, we'll build it up on its own in two coats, but I also already put it over black. So here's the first coat of Widow's Hill from Indie Polish by Patty Lopez. I was very pleased with how this one dispersed. I like the red with the reflective glitters. I think it's a really fun combo and super sparkly. Because of those reflective glitters, this one does dry down textured and removal will be challenging. Although less challenging than a full coverage reflective glitter polish. Since it's only one coat, it's a topper, one coat of this is going to be a little easier to remove than two or three coats of a reflective glitter bomb. You know what I'm saying? So that is one coat of Indie by Patty Lopez, Widow's Hill, $13 and 120 cap. Hey, AQ, you are a bit late, but it's okay. We're going to do a recap at the end, and you can always go back and watch. I will save it for replay. And then we have one more to look at before we go back and add second coats to those. This one is from Penelope Luz, and it is the Mr. Frankenstein topper. So this one you can either purchase on its own, you can purchase this one on its own, or you can purchase the two together. Um, Individually, they are both $13. They are both capped at 150 bottles, but as a duo, they will be 24, so slightly discounted if you buy them together, and the duo will be also capped at 150 combined, you know. I was waiting for the words to come and they just didn't come, so we're going to move on. This one is a topper, so it is not going to build up to full opacity, but you can build it up to a few coats on its own for a cool, your nails but better kind of look. It has, I don't think I even said, it's a topper made of flakes and micro flakes that are red and gold. So just a very flaky red and gold topper. And you can see if you look close, I don't know if you can see on your end, but I can see on my end, tiny little flakes, and then some are larger. And it's cool to see the two together. It's really beautiful. So that is one coat of Penelope Luz Mr. Frankenstein topper, $13 and capped at 150 bottles. All right, we're going to go on for second coats of these more neutral shades, going back to the Coloristic Carol shade first. This one is going to be $13 and capped at 100 bottles. This one's fun. And it's another shade I feel like you could wear with all the colors that are in it. I feel like you could wear it anytime. And because the base is kind of on the sheer side, because it's so crelly-ish, you get a really beautiful pond effect where you can see the layers, the previous layers of glitter underneath. I like. So that is 2 coats of Colores de Carol. Let me go back and find Brian's comment. Help, Brian, help me. I'm struggling. Can't find it. Cartagena, maybe? um, from Colores de Carol, $13 and capped at 100 bottles. Love that shade. So fun. Yes, there's some beautiful toppers this month, Flatline. I love that Hella Handmade Creations has so many toppers because a lot of the collaboration boxes used to have more toppers, and now I feel like they don't anymore. But HHC usually has some really beautiful ones. So we're going back to the Indie Polish by Patty Lopez. This one is a duo, but I just have one half of the duo, Widow's Hill. And it is a silver reflective glitter and red metallic micro flaky polish, $13 for the bottle, and capped at 120 bottles. This one you will also not likely be able to build up to full opacity. Maybe you could if you really believed in yourself and you had a lot of time on your hands and you didn't mind your nails being a little bit thick. But in 3 coats, it's not going to reach full opacity, is my point. But I do like that when you build this one up on that second coat, you get even more flakies. And I think it still looks really good. It doesn't look too full coverage in 2 coats. So that's 2 coats of Indie by Patty Lopez Widow's Hill, $13 and capped at 120 bottles. And then the last new polish I have to share with you today before we look at them mattified and before we look at them over black and before we look at all of the gorgeous Overstock items is from Penelope Luz. It's Mr. Frankenstein Topper. And this one has a gorgeous mix of flakies that shift red to gold. And they're micro flakies and regular flakes. This one's going to regular flakes, like that's the thing. Flakes and micro flakes. This one's going to retail for $13 and will be capped at 150 bottles. And so we'll put it over itself and then we'll go back and add it to the blue because it's available on its own or it's available as a duo. So here is the second coat of Penelope Luz, Mr. Frankenstein Topper. And that just gives you even more flaky goodness, even more noticeable shiftiness. And these kind of flakies, in my opinion, I prefer them over darker colors. But if you want to put them over white, no one can stop you. I feel very liberating today. You do you. You can do anything you want. Don't let anybody hold you back. All right, we're going to put it over the polish that you can purchase with it as a duo, Mr. Frankenstein. So if you get the duo and you feel like wearing them together, here's what that would look like. Yes, I will have it over black. Ooh, it's pretty. I like that. I feel like these, believe they're from Brazil. These Brazilian makers, the combination they come up with toppers and bases are so interesting every time. They're never combinations that I would think to pair together. How fun is that? I'm definitely putting this topper over a blue. I love that. So this combination together, the Mr. Frankenstein base, that's the blue, and the Mr. Frankenstein topper, that's the flaky topper. It's going to be $24 for the two together and capped at 150. Yeah, super pretty. I agree. I'm glad you all like it too. It's the first time I've seen them together like that, and I like it. I like it a lot. So here is what those 3 look like mattified. There is the Colores de Carol, There is the Indie Polish by Patty Lopez and the Penelope Luz topper. All very beautiful matte. But man, I don't know. This one, the colors are just stealing my heart. I feel like it's perfect for my work. I work at an elementary school. I feel like the kids would be like, ooh, it looks like a toy or something. So fun. And then here are two of them over the black, the two toppers. There's the Indie Polish by Patty Lopez over black and the Penelope Luz over black. Both completely stunning. So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Krista, if we had some kind of like splatter paint themed something, like how perfect would that be? Hey, Liz, welcome. All right, and I will do a recap. I know we had lots of friends come in a little bit later today. I'll do a quick recap of the polishes. And then we will take a look at, my goodness, maybe even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 polishes. That's a lot that are coming back on the Overstock section of the site. And I'll talk a little bit about how that process works. So here, and I'll show you what they look like against my skin tone. Here is the Bee's Knees Lacquer. This one is Pretty in Peach from Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. Has reflective glitter. Here is the Pampered Polishes Reptile Dysfunction. Heather's Hughes. Gorgeous neon there. Garden Path Lacquers. Hey, Jessica. Here's the Paradox Polish. Those flakes, though. Unmagnetized is Penelope Luz. Here is the Night Owl Lacquer. Here is the Rogue Lacquer. Here's the Lindby Designs. Here's the by Danny Vianna. This one's the Coloristic Carol. Here's the topper from Indie Polish by Patty Lopez. And here's the topper from Penelope Luz. And here they are over black one more time, because why not? Here's the Bee's Knees Lacquer over black. The Pampered Polishes over black. Garden Path Lacquers over black. I guess I can stop saying over black. Like, I'm disappointed it took me 3 tries to realize that. Um, this is the Penelope Luz. The Night Owl Lacquer just kind of intensifies the shifts. Lindby Designs. By Danny Vianna. Indie Polish by Patty Lopez. And Penelope Luz Topper. All so pretty. And now I want to hear from you all. What are you thinking you're grabbing? Do you have a wish list together? Are you starting to form one, or are you passing this month? I'm curious. Let me know. And then I am going to show you some of the Overstock polishes. I wasn't able to find all of them, but I was able to find a good amount. And I actually did some shopping that month. So I have a few that are coming back to share with you because I bought them. The first one is from Atomic Polish. This is one that I purchased. Fingerprints. No. This one's from Atomic Polish. It's called I Love Juice. And I do. I love juice. I don't know the reference, but I do love some orange juice. I'm sure that's not what this is about. It's called I Love Juice. It's a really pretty red polish. I feel like in the pictures, I saw the pictures when I purchased it, and then got the polish in the mail. And I was like, huh, it looks different than I thought. I did not notice the gold shift in the pictures, and it's so intensely noticeable in person. And at first I was like, I don't know. Um, it's beautiful. It's so pretty. So here are 3 coats of I Love Juice. I love juice from Atomic Polish. Such a gorgeous red. I love these kind of shades on me. Vampy and fantastic. Ooh, you guys have fun wish lists. A lot of us are into that Lindby, I see. The Penelope Luz, yes, so pretty. Aw, I didn't see that soap, Wendy. Maybe I didn't look at the non-polish items. I need to go back and look. Overstock, I forgot to say. Overstock polishes, all these polishes originally released in November of 2021. So these are the polishes that they have that are left over. Sometimes makers make extra just in case and that kind of thing. So these will be available in extremely limited quantities, like 10 or less, sometimes like 5 or less. So I try not to get my hopes up about these overstock polishes unless I'm willing to stay up right until the shop opens because there is a great chance that you may not, you may miss out on some of these just because there are so few. But if you really love one, it may be worth for you to stay up and then shop as soon as the shop opens. I think it's at 11:59 p.m. Yes, we are onto the overpour now. So all of these polishes I'm sharing with you from now on, extremely limited quantities, 10, 5 or less. Um, and they've already released. So there's a chance maybe you could put an ISO out for them, or maybe you could find them in a D stash as well. Um, but I love that HHC offers that to their customers, the option to purchase the overstocks, because I have gotten a few polishes that way, and sometimes they don't sell out immediately. It's just kind of a little bit of a gamble. Another one that's coming back is Strike from Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. And this one's another one, everything but the kitchen sink. It's got flakies, it's got shimmer, and this one came in for me around the holidays last year, so I was digging it for around Christmas time. So beautiful. This one has hollow too. Whew, love that shade of green. Another one that's making its way back comes from Bluebird Lacquer. It's called Ridin' Birdie. Ridin' Birdie. Oh gosh. This one has really strong hollow. It's also got some beautiful, I think, multi-chrome flakes in there. It's lovely. And then here's what it looks like built up. It's a really dark, broody shade, like a midnight sky. I get really excited about the overstock too, Brittany. Like I said, I don't usually stay up, but the next morning I wake up before I even get out of bed. I'm like HHC, and I've gotten some polishes that way. It's fun. It's kind of fun. I try not to get too upset because it's okay, but it's fun. Man, Natalie, you are lucky. You are lucky. Trying to get a bee's knees or a wildflower on Overstock, good luck. There are a lot of other brands that are like that too. Nailed it. Good luck. Bluebird, good luck. A lot of the brands are like that. DRK Nails, the handler. This one's so pretty and shifty. It's like a multi-chrome and then it's got hollow in it. There's that one. It's got like a blackened base with multi-chrome shimmer. Blue, pink, purple, and then all the hollow. Another one that's coming back comes from Penelope Luz. It's called Ballet. Oh, I loved this shade. So like really soft, light pastel blue, but it leans purple and shimmer that shifts red to orange or copper, and then hollow flakes. Gorgeous, gorgeous. There's that one. This one makes me want to go ice skating. I don't know why. No one needs to see that. That's dangerous. Oh, I love that, Liz. That's wonderful. Yeah, you have to be really very punctual to get some of the overstock polishes. This one's from Swamp Gloss is gorgeous. It's called I'm on the Road Back. It's a flaky jelly polish. It's gorgeous. Yes. And I'm really craving polishes like this for some reason. I put this on the swatch wheel and I was like, dang, that is so not in season right now. Doesn't matter. I want to wear it. Beautiful. And then this one I'm sure will be very popular coming back. It comes from Wildflower Lacquer. It's called Most Everyone's Mad Here. And it's got a magenta base, flakes that shift blue to purple to pink, and holographic. That is scattered. Really pretty. There's what that one looks like in 3 coats. So pretty. Yeah, I know. I agree, Nicole. It's gorgeous. And then this one is one I purchased and I've actually already worn, which says a lot. This is Nailed It Sweet Kiss. I think I wore this on Valentine's Day. It's got like a really soft, muted lavender base with shimmer that shifts pink to copper and tons of scattered hollow. I loved this one. It is very sparkly, Jessica. It's like a diamond. Love that one. Whew, pretty, pretty. And then this one comes from Night Owl Lacquer, Chocolate Dance. Pretty sure this was part of the Psych series too. I don't know the reference, but it's funny. Um, this one is a brown, and it's like a cool toned brown, holographic flaky polish. Very simple, super jelly and squishy and sparkly. There's that one. And that one really sparkles in the sun. I know, Natalie. I miss having her in HHC. Maybe someday she'll come back. Fingers crossed. And then the last one on this wheel, because I had to go on to a new one, is Rogue Lacquer Les Poissons. This one's really unique. It's got an off-white beigey base with black and red flakes. So interesting. I had to hold on to this one because I was just like, you know what? I don't think I'm ever going to see another polish like this. It's so different. And that's one thing indie polish is all about. I'm drawn to like just very, I feel like traditionally beautiful shades when I shop for myself. But it's just so cool having something that's so unique in your collection. I love it too, Lisa. And then there were two beautiful whites. This one comes from Pampered Polishes and it is called uh oh fa ra 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 ra. And it's a white crowley with red and green flakes. It is like crisp, classic white. Really beautiful. Oh, I can see that, Brian. Reminds me of Cruella de Vil, kind of. I have not seen that new Cruella de Vil. Has anyone seen it? Is it good? I'm curious. I do like Emma Stone. So there is 2 coats of the Rogue Lacquer of the Pampered Polishes. Fa ra 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 ra. And then the last one that I have that they're bringing back or that I was able to find comes from by Danny Vianna. It's called Bartok, inspired by the bat from Anastasia, which is one of my favorite characters. He's so wacky. All right. Y'all are convincing me. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, the fashion looked so good. The acting looked funny. I'll have to watch it. It's summer. I'm looking for good movies. And here is the bar talk. This one's so beautiful because it's got kind of like a white base, but the shimmer makes it look slightly pink. It's really soft and pretty. Yay! So those are all of the polishes I have to share with you that'll be available in this month's shop. Again, the links are all down in the description box. The shop opens on the 14th of June. So happy shopping. And I hope you found some that you like today. If you're not already subscribed, I hope you'll consider it. I've got lots of great videos coming out every week. Coming up soon, I'm going to be finally I finally finished sharing what I wore in April. I've been really behind on videos. This past month was maybe the craziest month of my life. It's been a lot. Um, but next week is going to be what I wore in April. Soon will be what I wore in May because May's over. I've got a Bee's Knees lacquer collection to share, Wildflower lacquer collection to share, a Rogue lacquer collection to share, pretty soon an Emily DeMolly collection to share. My summer rack, I've put that together. So lots of great videos coming out. Subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss them. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. Yes, thank goodness school is out, Krista. I need that. I need that. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And thank you so much. Oh, top picks. Okay, I can do that, Natalie. Like right before I leave. Sure, I can do that. So I can do 5 maybe. And I want to keep in mind, I should have clarified better with the top picks for my PPU video. These are like personal top picks. Like, what would I buy for myself? What do I feel like looks good on me? So I don't want, I don't know. I get a little scared of hurting people's feelings with this because that's how I am. I never want to hurt people's feelings. I don't like sad people. But if I had to pick 5, like that I'm drawn to most, I think they would probably be these 5. And I'll tell you why. I think these would probably be the 5 in this moment. They might be different tomorrow. So the Rogue Lacquer, these kind of colors are just what I'm usually drawn to. These soft pastels with the flakes. I love this finish. Um, I love the glowy flakes in the Paradox polish. It reminds me of like the Rogue Lacquer. I just bought the Imagineering collection. Those flakes were super glowy, and I saw this and I was like, oh, this reminds me of the Imagineering collection. It also kind of reminds me of like the flakes that I saw in Dragon Glass from Cuticula. These just super glowy flakes, and I love them, and I hope more makers continue to use them because they're just amazing. The Lindby Designs, I love this base color, but when I put it over black, I was like very much sold because this color is like perfect for summer and you'd order it and then it'd come in the mail before summer was over, which makes it even, even better that you'd get to wear it during the warmer months if you're a seasonal polish wearer like I am. But then over black, it's just so pretty and the hollow is ridiculous. And then same thing with this Garden Path lacquers. The flakes are to me very reminiscent of the Imagineering collection and the Great Lakes lacquer, the Cuticula flakes guard dragon glass. Sorry, my brain is freezing up. Um, and I just love glowy flakes. I love them. And in summer, I love blues and greens because it just feels like being outdoors and going to the pool and going to the ocean and the lake and all things summer. So these colors were really speaking to me. And then this one, the Coloristic Carol, because all of these colors just say party. Um, yeah, the base is neutral, so I feel like you could wear it any time of year. And then I just love the size of the flakes, like we talked about, or size of the flakes, the size of the glitters, like we talked about earlier, how they're kind of on the smaller side. I just feel like you can see all the colors on my nail, and you can still see the base color too. It doesn't like take over the polish. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, I would say these today would be my top picks. But honorable mention to the Heather's Hughes. If I wore neons more often, I'd put this in here. But literally, I think only one time have ever chose to put a neon on, a neon yellow on. It's just not usually my cup of tea. But if you like neons at all, I think you would really love this one. So I hope that was helpful. I hope. Dreamer. Okay, I think I might have that one. I'll have to check it out. Thank you, Brian. Yes, doesn't mean I don't love them all. I so do, but these are just the ones that are speaking to me most. So thank you all again so much. Yeah, I'm glad you like doing hearing the top picks because that's one of my favorite things when other I love watching other swatchers. Reviews are my favorite thing. They're literally all I watch. Sometimes I'll watch like I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch anything else. I only watch nail polish reviews. And then when I run out of those, I go back and watch old nail polish reviews from like years ago. But my favorite thing is watching, hearing the swatchers say what their favorites are because I think it gives you insight to the person and what they like, and then it's just also fun to hear what people would choose. So I'm glad it was helpful for you and that you enjoyed it, and I'm glad you came. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you later. I hope you have an awesome weekend.